In this video, I would like to talk a little bit about the challenges of being raised in a narcissistic household where one of your parents is a narcissist. Because if you grow up in a narcissistic household, chances are you might not realize that your living circumstances and the relationship you have with your narcissistic parent and other people in your family, you may not realize that something's off about it until you become much older and you start comparing your upbringing with other people's upbringing, and you meet other people's families, and then you start to notice that something was a bit off about your own upbringing and the relationship that you had with your parents. For me, one of the biggest challenges, one of the most, unpleasant kind of circumstances around the upbringing is that the narcissist in the house basically dictates the moods of everyone else. And you don't realize it until you spend a lot of time away from the house. But what happens is the narcissist in the house basically wants to make sure that their mood is always the dominating mood in the household. And what do I mean by that? So when the narcissist is in a good mood and they want, their ego is kind of feeling a little bit pumped, and they want people to pump their ego even further, they will, make jokes. They will try to get you to compliment them. They will basically want you to give them attention, laugh at their jokes, compliment their good cooking, whatever, just to pump up their ego. And they want you to feel thrilled that you're contributing towards their ego boost. And of course, that's what they want when they're kind of in a somewhat of a jolly mood. If they're feeling that way, they want everybody to feel that way with them and help them feel better. Even if you're in a not so good mood, you're not feeling great, they don't want to have any of that. They want you to be there to reinforce the good feeling they're trying to achieve. On the flip side, if the narcissist is not in a good mood, let's say they're grumpy, they're irritated, they can't stand to see you smile. They can't stand to see you feel relaxed. They can't stand to see you planning things, looking forward to things, talking positively about anything. If they're feeling bad, they want to make sure everybody else in the household is feeling bad with them, or worse. And if they're feeling kind of in a slightly positive leaning mood, they want your positivity to be directed towards them. But what they cannot have is that you're feeling something opposite to what they're feeling in a way that doesn't fulfill their agenda or personal interests. And before you realize you're dealing with a narcissist, it's strange because, personally, I remember thinking so many times, even before I understood what NPD was or that these people existed, it never made sense to me that if I was happy and the narcissist was upset, I couldn't stay happy. If I was upset and the narcissist was happy, he didn't like that. My mood had to revolve around his mood. The narcissist's mood has to dominate whatever setting they're in. Everybody else is just an extension of them. And if any evidence suggests that somebody else is not just an extension of them, maybe you're just going about your own life and having your own you know, doing your own things, planning your own plans, feeling your own feelings, they will interfere with whatever you have going on. Whether it's tangible things like meeting up with friends, girlfriends, boyfriends, going to parties, they'll try to sabotage that in some way, sabotage events, or they'll just make you feel like crap by putting you down. They simply cannot have you feeling something that's not on the wavelength that they want. And even if it's just one narcissist in the household, they work full time to get people to kind of constantly be in their gravitational pull of emotions. You're there to regulate them. If they're feeling bad, you have to feel worse so that they can feel a bit better. If they're feeling slightly good and they want to feel better, you have to boost their self-esteem. And it's draining for the people who are involved. It's really draining. And at some point, you do realize that it's not normal. Sometimes it can take many years or decades. But when you spend many years in that kind of setting, you really start to understand the mentality of these people. And you can easily spot them elsewhere in your life. And you quickly start to realize that not showing what you're feeling sometimes, not being able, not allowing people to read you is the best way. Because if somebody can't tell if you're feeling great, they can't take you down. And if somebody can't tell that when you're feeling bad, they also can't use that to their advantage in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes it takes years of practice to guard your emotions to yourself. When you choose, it's good sometimes to wear your heart. It's good to be able to, but sometimes it's good to be able to conceal your emotions. And for me, I think that was one of the most valuable lessons. Because if people can't tell what you're thinking or feeling, they can't use your own feelings against you, which in turn means you have more control over yourself. So just learn to guard your emotions when you're around certain people. They won't find you so interesting, and they also won't be able to use that against you.